Speaking Thursday evening during a virtual meeting with President Uhuru Kenyatta, Melinda Gates said her foundation supports measures being taken by Kenya to tame rising cases of violence against women and teenage pregnancies during the current global health crisis. President Kenyatta said the government recognizes the vulnerability of women and girls to the negative impacts of the pandemic and will continue scaling up measures to cushion them.
The longer we keep, especially our girls, out of school, we have this other problem that's affecting us. And unless we actually put it on the table, unless we actually talk about it, unless we actually acknowledge that it's a problem, we're not going to be able to find the solution.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is actively developing a COVID-19 vaccine, and Melinda assured the president that her organization will ensure frontline health workers are among the first to receive the immunization as soon as it becomes available.
The people who are bound to suffer most are actually going to be women. And that's actually even as part of our own COVID response team. We have a gender-based a team built into that.
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is one of Kenya's largest development partners in the health sector. The foundation injects over $90 million annually into the country's primary healthcare, covering sectors such as family planning, HIV and AIDS research, maternal and child health and nutrition. The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers has urged the government to give a stimulus package to private schools and Board of Management teachers to sustain themselves during the COVID-19 pandemic. Corporate Secretary General Akira Misori says private schools risk closure if the government will not come to their rescue by giving the institutions some stimulus or even loans to sustain themselves. Misori at the same time denied allegations that last phase of the 2016 Common Bargaining Agreement benefited only administrators but not teachers.
I understand the challenge that the private schools undergo currently, and especially where they have to contend with the laying off because their main source of income is basically the fees being paid by the learners. And if they are not cushioned like other enterprises in the rapid COVID response, if they are not if they are not given the stipend as these other enterprises are given, then we are likely to have these schools closed down in 2021. And that one will be another disaster. The similar situation facing the private schools also face those teachers who are engaged under the terms of boards of management conditions. So the government should at least send money to schools in terms of capitation, just as normally. Withdraw what can be withdrawn, but send money which can pay personnel. It is not only the board of management teachers, even other forms of workers like the security at the gate, the cooks, and other personnel in the school. They have not been paid. They are also facing the same challenge.
The Kiambu Law Court has been temporarily shut down to allow for the disinfection of the facility. Staff stationed in the court has been advised to work from home at least until Monday as the judiciary moves to contain any possible spread of COVID-19 within the corridors of justice. The fumigation comes days after the judiciary suspended operations at the Makadara Law Court for 14 days over coronavirus infections. On normal Friday, this place is often abuzz with activity. However, the new normal has meant that the judiciary must take precautionary measures to stem the spread of COVID-19 within its facilities countrywide.
This is on top of other measures that the management of court has already undertaken, including minimizing the flow of people into the courts, maintaining social distance, and other local arrangements that have been put in place by the court.
The Kiambu Law Court, just like others within the Nairobi metropolitan area, handles hundreds of cases per day, making it a hotspot for the spread of coronavirus.
We, as the county health services, we have undertaken this exercise to come to Kiambu Law Courts and fumigate so that we can prevent any further infection of COVID-19 resulting from either from the workers themselves all the culprits who have been brought to the courts.
Already, the judiciary has suspended all operations at the Makadara Law Courts in Nairobi after some staff tested positive for COVID-19. On Friday and Saturday, the Ministry of Health will also fumigate the Milimani Law Courts. To ease traffic along the corridors of justice, the judiciary has leveraged on technology, enabling litigants to access judicial services online. The Kitui main slaughterhouse has been closed indefinitely due to sanitation and pollution concerns. The abattoir, which serves hundreds of butcheries within Kitui town and neighboring urban centers, was closed following an impromptu inspection by the officers from the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA.
An impromptu visit to Kitui's main slaughterhouse by officials from the National Environment and Management Authority, NEMA, revealed a dire state of affairs at the facility. NEMA says the facility was handling meat under unhygienic conditions, thereby exposing customers to health hazards, leading to its indefinite closure.
We have made a comprehensive inspection. Unfortunately, we have found that they fail to adhere to some minimum compliance standards.
They are in a very bad state. All the effluent that comes out of this slaughter is getting to the environment without any form of treatment. And it's unfortunate that this slaughter belongs to the county government.
NEMA Deputy Director for Environment, Planning and Research, Dr. Charles Lange, who led the inspection, put the abattoir on the spot for reckless disposal of effluent, which he lamented had resulted in extensive pollution of its surroundings.
We have given them a stop order, which we require them to comply with before we have it come back to operations, so that the people of Kitui and Kenyans at large can have quality meat supplied from this facility.
On her part, Kitui County NEMA Director Njoki Mukiri expressed fears that families residing in adjacent residential plots were at risk of a possible disease outbreak.
You can see the way that wastewater is getting to almost where the residents are. And you can see even the number of flies around there. It is really making people around here not to live in a clean and healthy environment.
And in other matters, over 3,000 residents of Kenyoni, Nyabikondo and Itianyi villages in Kisii County have accused the county government of laxity in construction of a borehole commissioned 1 year ago. They have also accused the governor of inadequate support in provision of face masks and water for sanitation during the current fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
Residents of Keyone in Sensi Ward, Kisii County, have accused Kisii County Governor James Ongwae of failing to construct a borehole even after a resident donated half an acre of land in 2018.
Tangu hiyo maji jimbwe, it is almost 2 years by now. Hatujaiona chochote kile. Kasema ya kwamba hiyo maji kitengenezwa, stima pia itakuwa ndio tuwe tukipata maji. But hatujaiona.
Nataka tu ni maji ndio ushima. Maji tu ndio tunahitaji gavana wetu. Sisi hatutaki kupishana vitu mingi. Juu tunaona muda wako unaenda kuyoyoma, uende nyumbani, mwingine aingie.
The owner is now threatening to take back his land as it is not being utilized. The residents who have been trekking for over 10 kilometers to fetch water also want the county government to provide them with basic necessities to contain the spread of COVID-19, saying the many donations by various entities were not trickling down to the grassroots.
Tulikuwa na shida ya maji. Tukaona waje tu tutoe samba jimbie sisi maji. Tangu tujimbiwe sisi maji hapa hatujaiona kitu yani kitu maji hii anisaidia sisi.
Sisi kitu tunalilia kwenda kwa gavana wetu wa Kisii County. Ni maji tu yenye alikuja akachimba kwa kijiji yetu hapa Kenyoni. Na saa hii wamama tunasumbuka mpaka Nyakongo kuleta maji. Mambo ya corona inatusumbua. Tuoge mikono, tuoge masiki. Ongwae, tuone huruma.
They have also taken issues with the governor for promising he would provide electricity and upgrade Getenga Kenyoni Road, which he has yet to fulfill. For Channel 1 News, I'm Ben Troinjue.
Channel 1 Lunchtime News takes a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
When the world changed, It made us go back to the simple joys and love the little things even more, like serving up your best, eating together, and sharing more. Now, we'll take nothing for granted and always remember to taste the simple joys. Coca-Cola. Taste the simple joys.
Je, ungependa kujua jinsi ninavyojizuia kuambukizwa au kuambukizana virusi vya korona? Ni rahisi. Mwanzo, ninaziendesha shughuli zangu zote za kikazi na hata za kibiashara kutoka papa hapa nyumbani kwangu. Baadaye, ninaitunza mwili wangu vyema kwa kuiweka katika hali iliyo sawa kupitia mazoezi ya mara kwa mara na pia lishe bora. Mwishowe, ninaungana na jamii yangu pamoja na marafiki zangu kupitia njia ya simu au mtandao ili kuzuia dhiki na upweke wakati huu mgumu. Kumbuka, haijalishi kama uko na virusi vya korona au la, salia nyumbani. Uokoe maisha.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Yo, muniitisha mtu wangu na tukawapatia.
Mwenzako I feel so good, nikikuona.
Top Mashariki, mpango mzima, kipindi ambacho kinakupatia burudani katika kanda Afrika Mashariki.
Thank you very much for staying with us. Construction of the multi-billion shilling Koru Soin Dam in Kisumu County is expected to commence in a month's time after years of resistance from the local community. The 25 billion shilling project is expected to stop perennial flooding in Ahero and Nyando areas. Achola Simon with the details.
For years, residents of Nyando, Muhoroni, Nyakach and Kisumu East constituencies in Kisumu County have gone through untold suffering due to floods. Soon, their woes will be history. Construction of Koru Soin Dam will finally commence after years of delay. Reasons for the delay include lack of public participation and compensation queries.
So we were here ahead of the commencement of the Koru Soin Dam, a 25 billion Government of Kenya flagship project that is currently under procurement process. The tenders have closed. They are now under requisite evaluation. It is estimated that the process will conclude within a month or so, after which we should be able to come and hand over the project to the site to the contractor.
Tension was high at the most recent meeting, forcing Kisumu County Commissioner Susan Waweru to locate the forum to a Kisumu hotel under the guise of following COVID-19 health protocols.
We were not able to meet in Koru because of COVID-19 protocols, which need to be observed. We are not allowed to have social gatherings. The best we can do is to have less than 100 people so that we can have brief discussions, and that is what we have done in this place.
Once in Kisumu, leaders and a select group of local opinion shapers called on the government to ensure the locals are fully compensated before construction of the multi-billion shillings dam commences.
And I want to assure you that contrary to the views people had, we have no major differences in as far as this project is concerned. There were a few misunderstandings which have since been ironed out, and I want to take the opportunity to thank the two lawyers for finding it fit to come together and agree on matters of significance in this.
The government is in the process of identifying a contractor to commence construction works in a month's time. Achola Simon, reporting for Channel 1 News from Kisumu County.
And our Governor Francis Kimemia has disputed the report by the Controller of Budget on county development expenditure. The governor, while defending his development record, termed the report erroneous, noting that the county absorption of development budget has surpassed the 80% mark and not 4.1% that the Office of the Controller of Budget reported in May.
Nyandarua Governor Francis Kimemia has taken issue with the audit report by the Office of the Controller of Budget released in May covering the third quarter of the previous financial year, which ran between January and March. Kimemia, who was speaking on the sideline of a meeting with the clergy drawn from Naragwa, Oljororok and Olkalau in Olkalau, termed the report erroneous and urged the Office of the Controller of Budget to clarify glaring facts.
Tumenunua equipments ya zaidi ya $500,000 shillings ya kutengeneza barabara zetu. Barabara zetu sasa zimeanza kung'aa. Tumeweka maji, tumejenga ma health centers zaidi ya 20 mwaka huu. Kwa hivyo hiyo kusema kwamba hakuna maendeleo inaendelea katika county ni kupotosha wananchi. Ningependa kuuliza hata controller wa budget pia wakati anatoa hiyo statement yake awe ana clarify ni kitu gani anasema ili wananchi wetu wasiwe na.
A statement read by the County Executive Committee member for Finance, Mary Mugwanja, revealed that Nyandarua County received a total of 1,859,650,979 shillings, which was paid out to suppliers and contractors from a total of 2,881,619,740 shillings allocated for development expenditure for both the Nyandarua County Assembly and the Executive as per the second approved supplementary budget of 2019-2020 financial year. The payment indicates an absorption of 81% at the close of the financial year 2019-2020 and not the 4.1 as reported. Consequently, Governor Kimemia assured the residents that he will not be derailed from his focus on turning around the fortunes of Nyandarua County, questioning the motive of such report.
Hata shilingi hata moja inajulikana mahali mengi, lakini tumepitisha 81%, almost 82%, na figures zitapeanwa na waziri, na kila mtu wako tayari kuja kuona hata hiyo control of budget aje aone ile pesa ambayo tumetumia na ile karibu 600 million ambazo bado hazijaingia katika county. Kwa hivyo tumeshindwa kulipa, hata hatuna pesa hata ya kulipa mishahara kwa hivi sasa, maana pesa yote imeisha katika county yetu, imeenda kwa maendeleo katika county.
And across our border, former Tanzania President Benjamin Mkapa is dead. Mkap's death was announced by the country's leader, John Pombe Magufuli, Friday morning. President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga are among the country's prominent politicians who have sent messages of condolence following the death of the former Tanzanian head of state.
Nilikuwa rais wa Tanzania miaka 10.
Tanzanian former President Benjamin William Mkapa died at the age of 81 at Muhimbili National Hospital in Dar es Salaam, where he was admitted.
Mzee wetu Mzee Benjamin William Mkapa, rais wa awamu ya 3, amefariki.
President John Magufuli, who announced Mkapa's death, has declared a 7-day mourning period in Tanzania where all flags in the country will be flown at half-mast.
Pata msiba mkubwa na tuendelee kumwombea mzee wetu Rais mstaafu Benjamin William Mkapa ambaye ametangulia mbele ya haki.
Regional leaders eulogized the former president as a son of Africa, a public servant with a great legacy of public service and integrity. President Uhuru Kenyatta led the country in mourning the fallen former and third president of Tanzania. Uhuru termed the departed president leader as an outstanding African who worked tirelessly for the integration, peace and progress of the region. ODM leader and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga described Benjamin Mkapa as a great friend of the Kenyan people, a Pan-Africanist and a true believer whose efforts were realized in bringing peace to the country after 2007-2008 election violence. On his part, former President Mwai Kibaki described Mkapa as one of Africa's most illustrious sons who mediated peace talks in Kenya, DRC Congo, Zimbabwe, South Sudan, and Burundi. The late Benjamin Mkapa was born on November 12, 1938, led Tanzania from 1995 to 2005 before handing over to Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. Kenyans will remember Mkapa for his instrumental role, together with former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan and Gracia Machel, in mediating talks between ODM leader Raila Odinga and former President Mwai Kibaki following the disputed 2007 general elections.
Lakini kwangu mimi alikuwa mentor wangu katika utawala na uongozi. Ndio sababu nilisema lazima nije na kupay tribute kwa uhusiano huo niliokuwa nao.
The last time Mkapa visited Kenya was in February this year when he attended the funeral service of Kenya's former president Daniel Moi.
May his soul rest in eternal peace. The new normal at the Likoni Crossing Channel continues to pose challenges to commuters owing to congestion in the ferries that negates precautionary measures during these COVID-19 times. Kenya Ferry Services has come up with stringent guidelines during the pandemic period, but as our coast reporter Ann Mburu reports, despite the commuters adhering to donning masks, social distancing, it is hard to attain.
The Likoni Crossing Channel is the only link to and from South Coast where more than 300,000 commuters use the ferries daily. During rush hour, a huge traffic jam is witnessed with long queues of people awaiting to board the ferry. The security multi-agency comprising of the GSU, Kenya Police, Kenya Ferry Services, private contractor security firm and KFS officers are busy ensuring that both human and vehicle traffic flows with ease. The ferry clocks and in their numbers the commuters hurriedly board the vessel. In their hundreds they wear their masks following the stipulated guidelines set by the government and implemented by the Kenya Ferry Services in the vessel. However, the commuters lament that the social distancing in the vessel is not working since in their hundreds they are squeezed close together.
Hapa ferry kitu inaitwa social distance ndio hakuna, kwa sababu tunawekwa kwa line na tunafinyana kikamilifu kabisa, tunafinyana kama mahindi ndani ya gunia. Social distance hapa hakuna kabisa. Hata sometime unapata hiyo line yenye tunaweka, maofisa wanajaribu kuweka watu kwa line, lakini kulingana na wingi wa watu, naona na service ya Kenya Ferry yenyewe pia wanajaribu, lakini watu ni wengi na sehemu ni ndogo, ambapo hiyo inabidi tu lazima kitu vyote vile watu wanafinyana.
Kama sisi wakaji wa Likoni tunaumia. Tukiingia kwa ferry tunaingia kwa ferry watu wengi sana na hakuna distance katika ndani ya ferry yetu.
Mimi ningeomba kama ni watu wa Kenya Ferry wangewacha watu wavuke wenye walikuwa wanavuka, lakini waoshe mikono, wavae mask na watu wavuke wenye walikuwa wakivuka kawaida.
The commuters are now calling the authorities and the Kenya Ferry Services to find an alternative solution to the matter before it's too late.
Maisha watu walikuwa ni hatarini sana. Kwa hivyo kama ingewezekana tungeomba serikali ikishirikiana pamoja na Wizara ya Kenya Ferry washirikiane waone watasaidia vipi wakazi wa Likoni kutokana na tatizo hili la COVID-19.
On Tuesday evening, 25 people were injured during a stampede after the new ferry MV Safari lost control and hit the ramp, causing a huge commotion.
And that's a story by Ann Mburu, voiced by Frederick Mwoki. A group of ODM supporters in Jomvu has taken issue with the area member of parliament, Badi Twaleb, who they are accused of undermining the party leadership in the county. The youth claim the legislator has been going around Mombasa talking ill of the party, yet he is a key beneficiary of ODM. They have now urged the party's national office to tame the legislator before it tears the party apart.
The ODM youth wing in Jomvu accusing area MP Badi Twalib of eroding party loyalty, claiming he was disrespecting the same party that took him to parliament.
Viongozi lazima waheshimu wale viongozi ambao wako chini ya chama. Maana kama wewe ni kiongozi, chama ndio inakupatia tikiti ambacho unaenda nayo katika bunge ama unaenda nayo katika mambo ya MCA. Lakini ikifika wakati ambapo chama unaita wale ambapo ni viongozi wa chama kwamba ni virusi tete, small virus, haijatufurahisha kama viongozi wa Jomvu, na tunasema ya kwamba kiongozi wetu lazima aheshimu chama.
In a meeting with the county ODM chairperson, the youth resolved to hold party nominations in the county and have leaders removed for failing to toe the party line.
John Badi, Junet Mohamed, Raila Amolo Odinga, give us the opportunity to elect our own leaders. Msituelektie watu, alafu kisha huku chini mnarambishwa asali huko juu, alafu kisha huku chini mnakuja mnatuambia kwamba tumemalizana huko juu. Tutamalizana tu hapa chini. So kitu ambacho ningependa kusema ni kwamba tutamalizana hapa. Sisi kama wakaji wa Bangladesh tumechoka kutumiwa. ODM imekuwa kama ngazi. Wewe utangetange, ukishatangatanga unarudi tena. Sisi kwa sababu unajua kwamba Raila akisema left tutaenda left. Round hii hatutaenda left vile unataka. We will elect our own leaders.
They warned politicians from using parties as a vehicle to power and then abandon them anytime they feel they have achieved their selfish ends. For Channel 1 News, I'm Ben Troy Njue.
Let's take a look at some business news now. The Water Resources Authority has kicked off an exercise to regularize the boreholes in 4 counties covering the Nairobi aquifer. The authority has warned landowners and leaseholders in the Nairobi metropolitan area drilling boreholes without authorization and operate them without permit. The Water Resources Authority warns those who have drilled boreholes in Nairobi, Kiambu, Kajiado and Machakos counties to authenticate them or face a fine of 100,000 shillings.
Unreliable supply of water in the Nairobi metropolitan area has seen landowners opting to drill boreholes to guarantee supply. But there is a catch. On concerns that increasing number of boreholes in Nairobi, Kiambu, Kajiado and Machakos counties could drain the Nairobi aquifer, the government, through the Water Act of 2016, requires those planning to drill boreholes to notify the Water Resources Authority before they start the process. The regulator is also concerned that safety of the water from some boreholes could pose a health risk to consumers, hence the need for regularization. This is backed by a recent study which indicated that fluoride levels are very high for water drawn from most boreholes in Nairobi, meaning that the quality of water is poor and not fit for human consumption. In Nairobi County alone, there are over 3,000 commercial boreholes that complement supplies from the Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company. The Water Resources Authority is now reining in on the unscrupulous drillers, requiring borehole owners to submit paperwork. Under the Water Act of 2016, a person constructing a well or borehole is required to keep records and within 1 month after construction ends, send to Water Resources Authority a copy of the borehole completion records, tests made and lab tests showing suitability of water for drinking. In a public notice, the authority says some contractors and borehole drillers have failed to submit borehole completion records, warning that non-compliance will lead to prosecution and, if convicted, one risks a fine of 100,000 shillings. Betty Kiptum, Channel 1 Business.
The Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization has renamed Kilifi's smooth cayenne pineapple variety to Marafa Sweet in a rebranding exercise targeting the European markets. Head of Seed Unit Lawrence Muragwa says despite the pineapple variety having a unique taste, farmers are yet to fully benefit from the produce.
Kenya accounts for 30% of canned pineapples exports from Africa, with Israel a key destination for Kenyan pineapples. Kenya is seeking to start shipping pineapples to Germany and United Kingdom in an aggressive campaign that involves smooth cayenne pineapples variety that has been named Marafa Sweet.
We have developed a local name around Marafa. We call it Marafa Sweet. That is the name we want to market in Kenya from Marafa. We call it Marafa Sweet for the sake of marketing in the supermarkets.
Nasi ya huku hayahitaji kuwekwa sukari. Hiyo yenyewe tayari iko na sukari ambayo hiyo hata imepita. Saa zingine wanatumia hizi mananasi hii kuchanganya na mananasi yao kusudi waweze kupata ile sukari inahitajika.
The new campaign includes segmenting farmers to produce pineapples for different markets.
There's a need that we are on a high level in the department so that we can be able to commercialize this sector, whereby we are looking at having what we call contracted farming, whereby the farmers will be profiled and enlisted to make sure that they sell or they only produce for a specific market.
The Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization will distribute high-yielding pineapple seedlings to increase acreage and production.
We have found the farmers are planting pineapples locally without knowing the geometry of planting. We are at a moment today setting up experiments to determine the best arrangement of pineapples in the farm, because they range from 7,000 plants to 10,000, and in Thika and Kiambu it is 22,000.
Pineapple farmers want both the national and county governments to increase funding for pineapple value chain and market access campaigns to earn more from their produce. Benson Rioba reporting for Channel 1 Business.
Emirates says it will cover medical expenses of up to 19 million shillings and cost of 12,000 shillings per day for 14 days should a customer be diagnosed with COVID-19 during their travel. The Middle Eastern carrier becomes the first airline worldwide with this kind of initiative. Details of this and other stories making headlines in our international business news roundup.
The cover is offered by Emirates free to its customers regardless of class of travel or destination, and is immediately effective for customers flying on Emirates until end of October this year. The cover is valid for 31 days and customers can benefit even if they travel onwards to another city after arriving at the Emirates destination. The airline says customers are not required to fill any forms to benefit from this cover. Any impacted customer who has been diagnosed with COVID-19 during their travel simply has to contact a dedicated hotline. Sheikh Ahmed bin Sahid Al Maktoum, Emirates Group Chairman and Chief Executive, said, and I quote, "We know people are yearning to fly as borders around the world gradually reopen, but they are seeking flexibility and assurances should something unforeseen happen during their travel." End of quote. Elsewhere, the National Research Institute for Chemical Technology, Zaria, says Nigeria lost $1.4 billion to importation of chemicals in 2019. The institute says Nigeria has the capacity to produce chemicals and chemical products, but due to its dependence on crude oil sales, abandoned indigenous chemical development. Finally, UK retail sales continue their bounce back in June as the reopening of shops released pent-up demand. The amount of goods sold last month increased by 13.9%. Online sales continued to go from strength to strength, accounting for 3 out of 10 pounds spent on consumers. Demand at food stores remained strong, hitting new highs during the pandemic period. Compared to February, volumes of food sales were 5.3% higher, while non-store retailing grew by 53.6%. The rise followed record falls in April and a partial recovery in May as the coronavirus pandemic led to widespread shop closures and hit spending.
And in sports, Kenya Premier League champions Gor Mahia has confirmed the signing of goalkeeper Levis Opio from the just promoted side Nairobi City Stars. The 25-year-old has penned a 2-year deal at the club after previously featuring for Thika United, Western Steamer, Posta Rangers and German club Fortuna Babelsberg. Levis started his goaltending duties back in 2010 for Thika's Shimanzi before moving to AC Thika in 2011. He then moved to Thika United, then to Mahakama, Posta Rangers, Western Steamer, Mathare United and back to Posta Rangers before heading out on loan to German side Fortuna Babelsberg in 2018. He was back in 2019 where he had a short contract with Vihiga United. Juventus missed out on a chance to wrap up the Italian Serie A title after a 2-1 defeat at struggling Udinese. Juventus need to win one of their final 3 games to win their 9th title in a row. They led through Matis, the late powerful drive, but Nigel Nestoviski headed in an equalizer before Seko Fofana's brilliant winner in injury time. As Juve pushed for a winner, Fofana ran from the halfway line, beat Alex Sandro for pace before cutting inside the late and slotting the ball under Wojciech Szczesny. Juventus only need 3 points to seal an unprecedented 9 consecutive Serie A title, but they are out of form. They have only won 1 of their past 5 Serie A games, but 3 teams below them, Atlanta, Inter Milan and Lazio, have all dropped points recently. Sarri is hoping to win the first league title of his career. Well, thank you very much for keeping us company for this edition of Channel 1 Lunchtime News. My name is Edward Kabasa. On behalf of the team here, including my sign language interpreter, Simon Karotha, do have yourself a very wonderful afternoon ahead.
Vera Beauty College.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College, with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design in soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725 923 550 Nairobi branch, 0728 087 689 Eldoret branch, 0722 227428 Thika branch, 0725 000-706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
They were bent on defending their title in the 1998 FIFA World Cup finals, but it was not to be.
3 minutes of stoppage time already.
As Zinedine Zidane reigned riot over the Samba Boys of Brazil.
Into the goal! France has taken the lead! France has taken the lead!
Watch this epic match this Saturday at 5 p.m. only on KBC Channel 1 as we take the international lane this time round. This weekend on KBC Channel 1.
Mimi si mtoto.
You know very well that was my idea and you ended up taking it.
You have a lot of explaining to do.
Madam Julia.
Can you guys believe that he was hooking me up with his father?
He is not my father.
Aye?
Can we move on to a more valuable topic?
This Joan?
Oh, Joan, she's...
Can you not talk to me, please? Thank you. I'd wash my tongue if I were you.
What I'm trying to say is that you can give me that feather. You know I can do others.
As Hope Raisers, we have been involved in different activities since inception of Hope Raisers as a youth group. We've been doing activities that range from arts, music, and sports. And we've noted that the participation of women in these kind of activities have been so low. And so we started asking ourselves, what can we do to have more women coming out and participating in this kind of activities. The activities themselves, as you can see, are more of activities that it requires you to express yourself, maybe through arts or through sports or through music. And so we started questioning our activities, and we started questioning on a broader perspective, we started questioning the whole city, and we asked ourselves, how would city look like if it was built or designed by women? And to make it more practical and more easier, that's how we came up with the theme, Through the Eyes of a Woman. So how would a woman look at issues that are affecting the societies today, and probably bring out a solution out of it. So the whole exhibition is about women coming out to express themselves, to have a platform to express themselves, and then still to try and ponder on the question of how can they even be more involved in designing the city and designing different aspects of life. We started Hope Raisers in 2005 while we were in high school. It started as a high school band. And so the band grew because it got more attention from the children and from young people around. And so we decided to open it up and involve these young people in our activities. We have the Dadas Connect initiative that seeks to see that women are also involved in all these activities that we do. So for this initiative, we are working with the Architects Without Border from Sweden, and the Swedish Institute has funded this program for 1 year. So all the materials that are being used, the facilitation of this exhibition is being facilitated by the Swedish Institute through the Architects Without Borders. We can tell that we are on the right track. If I give you an example of a program that one of our programs that we've done in Korogocho, called the Talking Walls in Korogocho. Basically, we were calling artists to come and change the way the street looks by painting inspirational messages in beautiful colors and inspirational messages in the walls of Korogocho. And what we've observed and what we've seen in the last 2 years is before we did them, people were advised not to come to Korogocho. But now we see people coming to take photos, shoot music videos on these beautiful graffitis. And if you go to the Google and you search Korogocho, among the first images that you get is of the beautiful murals that we've painted in Korogocho, as opposed to the previous images of desperation that you used to find. And so this is the stories that we want to tell from these neighborhoods through our initiative. Dadas Connect is is a network of women who are doing different things and are willing to share the skill to other women. And so we just encourage women to come, and if they can share their skills or their knowledge or with the girls around, and that is awesome. And this is what Joanne and Chela have been doing for this exhibition for the last 3 months. If I may talk about gender equality in relation to art, art is is one of the tools that can be used to address so many things. And art is an expression of emotions. So if I feel that I am oppressed in any way, I can easily show it up, I can easily bring it out in a song or through an artwork or through any other form of art. And you see, this emotion can easily be communicated through arts. The level of empowerment of our young people is a little bit not done in the correct way. One of the things that I would recommend to the state and to the county government is to incorporate talent-based empowerment, empowering people who are doing sports, empowering people who are doing arts, empowering people who are doing music. Not just giving them a platform, a place to perform, but ensuring that they are doing it in the best way possible. We say art is one way that sets you free, and one way to empower a young person is to set him free, to set his mind free, so that he can be able to see a world in a different perspective. The future is so bright.
The artist in charge of the art lab. I began doing art in 2012. Took art from my dad. He was an artist, but he died when I was still young. So I grew up with a stepdad who didn't want me to do art. Then after my fourth form, I left home. I went to college. I did something very different. I did accounting. And then in 2012, I embarked on doing art. And then I started recycling last year. Yeah, it was because I didn't have paints. At one point, I didn't just have paints to work with, so the idea of recycling was born. I work with acrylics on canvas. I just do mixed media. I work with waste materials on canvas, and I also paint. Basically, I really love fashion with recycled materials. So if I do a piece on canvas, then I love it when it's a woman. I'm inspired by what I see. I'm inspired by my environment. I'm inspired by what people wear. I just collect waste materials and just transform them into wearable items. And by that, I think I'm doing art, and I'm also cleaning, participating in my environment, being clean. I came to this place, and so far so good, because I have girls here I'm mentoring, and they're doing good, and that's why we're having an exhibition this time. I make pieces that communicate. I communicate to my surroundings, I communicate to people using my art. Our exhibition was about if the cities were built by women. So I was trying to bring out what women really do, what they do, how they interact with the environment, the beauty in women, they should be respected, they should be seen as beautiful people, and just trying to use the waste materials to bring out that. I think we should look at waste materials into different perspectives. I'm also trying to pass a message to the women, because when I make clothes from waste materials, I hire them. So women put them on, and then they take photo shoots. This piece was inspired by the teenagers. Okay, we walk in town and we see teenagers putting on crop tops. I don't know, called crop tops. The trends are changing, so whenever I make a piece, I think it's for this time, and that's why I still have this piece. It belongs to me. I'm exhibiting it, but I'm not selling it. because I want to sell it when the trend is, when I'll not see ladies anymore in the street putting on such like clothes. I'm an artist. I always want to do art, you know. It's something that you have it inside you. So I'm not dropping it. I just want to do it no matter what. But there are a lot of challenges. I have people here who really encourage me to do it, and that keeps me really going, because I also know that it's not easy, but at the end it will be okay. So I just keep going, you know. Like I read a lot about artists, not even international artists, and they had the same journey as me, you know, and they're now doing good. I've been mentoring girls. When I came here for the Dadas Connect, I just went looking for girls around. So, in fact, in the beginning I had 8, so some at least 2 dropped along the way. Dadas Connect, we are working on a theme through the eyes of a woman. So basically it was about what really a woman thinks of her world. It's a nice environment to be, and they have a mentor like me, so they should just come. And they should come with the idea that it's not so easy. And I think there's nothing that is always just easy, that comes so easily. So they should just come with the idea that it's not so easy, but it's worth it.
It's really hard for like a young person to have like something to do every day. Like people just sit around, maybe go and see friends, then that's their day. But since I joined Dadas Connect, I'm now able to have like somewhere to go and be able to like grow my talent every day, because we have equipments here, we have like materials, and it's free. You just have to avail yourself and use it. So I think my life has really changed because like I'm growing. What I'm trying to communicate is like to stop this like a stigmatization going around about dark people like are not really viewed like as beautiful people, you know. And I would like to that's why I'm painting. My style is painting dark-skinned women with short hair, and it's like trying to show that like it doesn't have like beauty is overrated. Like it doesn't really have to be the face beauty. Like you can also have skin beauty. So I'm trying to bring like a dark skin can also be beautiful. You should go out since you don't know who you'll meet. Like when I met Joan. Joan is my mentor. She's the one who brought me here. So I was in another studio in town, Railway, Dust Depot. So I was just sitting around, and then she came around and asked, "Yo, I'm looking for young girls who would like to join a certain organization." So it's like, and everything is free. Yeah, you just come, you just have to show up, and that's it. I have art pieces right now, like I can say it's mine, and I was able to sell in this exhibition. I was able to sell my pieces. So I think, yeah, like I'm a few coins richer right now. Yeah, to inspire people, like to change lives, and like to always like have this thing where you have to touch somebody's life and change it. That's my end goal.
As a woman, you should think far, not to look around, and you can do whatever that you think that you can do. For example, as an artist, for example, mimi sikuwa najua kufanya art, but nimekuja nikatry and I've learned to do it. So as a woman, you should be a go-getter. Art imefanya kuwa nimeweza communicate na watu wengi different from different countries, from different places. So hadi kulingana na art pia inaonyesha nitaenda far na nitakuwa naweza communicate na watu wengi, si wenye tu niko nao kwa area moja, na through that ndajua skills nyingi. God willing, through art nataka niweze, nikipata skills, hizi skills niweze kusaidia wasichana wenzangu wenye wako wadogo wenye anaendelea kugrow, na wafundisha kuwa ni lazima, si lazima ati uko unategemea mzazi ama utegemea guardian. Unaweza kuna grow, unaweza jiprovidea mwenyewe, na hiyo pesa yenye unaweza pata unaweza jipeleka shule ama kitu kidogo tu unaweza jifanyia. To me, girls nawaambia wa try everything. Let them be a go-getters. To try everything, that any opportunity that comes on your way, try it. You know it go far as girls.
Kuna girls wenye waendi shule because kuna wazazi wamewatenga, so nataka waende shule, na society pia isiwa ignore because of some cultural practices. Hati imenisaidia. Sasa unajua hii ni one of my talent. Sasa tangu nikuje hapa imenifanya ni grow zaidi. Ndio nifike nichore huyu mtu venye yako sahi. Imenifanya nipande juu kiasi. Na ndio nataka pia nizidi sana kupanda juu kiasi pia. Nataka nikuwe juu zaidi ya wale ma-artist wengine. Yaani nikuwe mimi pia ni the best of the artists. Wenye wako na talent kama mimi, naweza taka muendele sana. Juu ya ati napeleka watu mbali sana. Kati yetu Joan, mimi na believe kwa teacher wetu amenitoa mbali.
Nani napiga? Nani napiga? Mimi sijapotea. Niko tu hapa. Mimi niko hapa kwa kuna tu mimi niko nakuja. Don't mind. Wacha hata usikate simu yako. Mimi ndio hii nimefika, hata angalia
kupata baba anakuja. Bonyeza star 811 star 962 hash. Bonyeza star 811 star 962 hash.
On the next episode of Behind Closed Doors.
Pilar, may I ask, what is wrong with you?
That I want everybody out of my house, including you. Or did you forget that you can't come in here?
Ismail. Please, give me water.
What?
Give me water.
Water?
Give me a little water.
Of course. Enough, or you want more?
On the next episode.
What did she tell you? She showed no mercy. Ramon is going to prison. No, that's not possible. Mr. Pedro. Mr. Pedro, can you please talk to her?
No, I don't think it's a really good idea. Once the process is up and running, I will prove to the jury that she has lied from the start, and that this whole thing is nothing but a drama organized by her. Mother.
My son.
El paraíso conocimos.
In Love with Ramon.
Yes, very good column, sir. It really helped me understand my parents.
What else can I do for you?
I'd like to see your daughter, sir.
Jane!
Actually, I'm here for Kara.
Nice to meet you, Marty. Come back in 2 years.
Dad?
There goes Jane's college education. There goes Kara's.
What about mine?
Oh, you're good. No, wait. There it goes.
I'm looking for a book.
This is actually quite the page turner there. I met somebody, and she's really something.
Dan, this is my girlfriend, Annie. And, Annie, this is my brother, Dan.
I find myself thinking about you. I am going to focus all of my thoughts on your flaws.
Oh, sorry. Are you taking a shower?
Yes. I went a little nutty. Got a little stupid.
Honey, you've made some mistakes.
So many.
Just
go now. Okay, stop. Break.
Oh!
Sorry, student driver.
Dan in real life. Now, some dogs like to chew. Others enjoy digging.
Whatever your dog's preference, you care for him and you want him to be well looked after when you're away. The world's only robotic swimming shark has joined this group of 4 sand tiger sharks. The 2-metre-long creature called RoboShark 2 will spend up to 3 years alongside them. Jambo's 22-year-old mother gave birth recently, and after about 10 days of rest with the herd inside the giraffe building, both will be able to meet visitors starting in a couple of days. The word Jambo means hello in Kiswahili.
After completing a house, that's when the true art starts. The interior and exterior design of the house tells more about a person's personality than words could. This is where people like Tajiri Gitonga come in.
My name is Tajiri Gitonga. This is what I do. It's paints. So this is basically Silk Coat Paints. This is a company we import from Turkey. Import their products from Turkey. They're called Silk Coat Paints. They have normal paints and decorative paints. And these paints are very ideal, especially for art, because they have no smell.
Paints come in different colors and textures. Depending on one's taste, they can have tailor-made mixture to meet their own specifications. While some people prefer normal paints, there are others who only appreciate decorative paints.
Normal paint it has a few categories, but it's basically what you see in most houses, covering the walls. You see it in any color, either blue, red. It's just a block color and no texture. Just the wall texture is the texture that you get when you apply the paint. But for decorative paints, they come with their own texture and they also come with their own different colors. Some have multiple colors, some have one block color, but they all usually have different textures. You can have rough, you can have smooth. Even for exterior, you can have smooth and rough for exterior, different colors, and you can design them the way you want to. This is the paint depot, Eastern Bypass, and we deal with paints, both interior and exterior, and we have normal and decorative paints as well. So right now I'm going to take you through the decorative paints. We'll start with the normal interior decorative paints, And here we have Palace. Palace is interior decorative, and it comes in different kinds of colors, and it has a rough texture. And then we'll go to Velveto. Velveto is also interior decorative. Velveto has a smooth texture. It's a velvet-like texture, and it also comes in different shades, depending on what you would want. It also has a one block color. And then here we have Metallico. Metallico as well, interior decorative. Metallico has a subtle texture, not rough, but not smooth.
A properly decorated house gives a mood that once you are in the house, it's hard to ignore. In an ideal situation, all the rooms, kitchen, dining, sitting room, bedroom should permit different moods.
So this, the one that is behind me, this one is called liquid wallpaper. It has different designs. You can have it like this, 2 colors, and you can have it in one block color, and you can have it in. See, you can have it in up to 3 colors, 2 colors, and 1 color. So this one comes pre-mixed, so you just order the colors that you want, and then you apply on a wall. It's most of our products are DIY. For example, this one you just add normal water and you apply on the wall, and you're done. But especially for art, if you want to decorate, if you want to draw, you can always draw with such things because it's very easy to apply, and it's very easy to remove. Before it dries, it takes 24 hours to dry. So if there's a mistake, you can always remove. If you want to correct, it's very malleable. You can work with it.
In every form of art, creativity is key. It's here that an artist imbues what he or she is making with something that's unique. Tajiri understands and loves this part of his job.
My personal favorite is one called Mamarito Crack. So it has a very involving process, and I think that's why I like it, because it's a 3-step process of applying. You apply the first coat, you blow dry so that it can heat crack, and then you apply a separate color on top, and then it comes out very beautifully. And then there's also polish. Polish, usually just use a brush, but you can do different. Now the polish depends on the strokes of the painter. So this is where you get to know, this is where you can unlock your creativity with such paints, because each painter's stroke is different from the next one. Yes. And especially for polish,